Hello. Let's get Rustbound Magic up and out today. We're doing it. Seems like people haven't really come back with many issues. We have like one thing to fix. I'll spot check a couple things, and then I'll throw it out to the masses and see what happens. Let's pull up Discord. Ooh, it's been a while. It has been a while. Alright, so the only thing on my list here is... it looks like it has to do with projectile size, so I think this is another issue where this part right here, things are now case sensitive. So I gotta figure this out. Let's specifically look at the shader for AoE stuff. So that's shader baseline. So this is the shape entity renderer spell Rust Nova RM. Man, some of these names. What was I thinking? So this is the shape entity here. Where is it again? Here, shape entity renderer spell. So far, so good. Rust Nova. So that guy right there. Alright, so what are we looking at here? That's the registry name. These are all the various sizes. We'll minimize that. Yeah, so I'm looking for Shader Energy Ball Rust. I think I changed the name of that, right? Shader Energy Ball Dash Rust. I should go through... we're going to go through all of these shaders just to make sure I got it all. Alright, so Shader Energy Ball Rust. Anything else? We have the smooth version. Man, when I'm done writing my book that I'm writing, I think I'm gonna just go back through Rustbound Magic and maybe make like a whole new project and migrate the code and look at things like this, you know, for instance, where I know I'm duplicating code and effort, and just fix it all. Let's make it all nice. That way future Vice, when he looks back on the code wanting to add things, isn't gonna want to pull his hair out. I am benevolent. Alright, so smooth faded. Yep, this is another. See, I should probably make like a library for all this stuff. One source to rule it all. Because I'm pretty sure I'm duplicating a lot of this stuff. There we go. E and S. Technically, this would be... let's see, work in progress. These are in spells. Oh, I didn't even move these into spells. God, do I want to migrate things? Nah, you know what? That's Future Vice's problem. This is exactly how I get into these predicaments. I could do it now, but I'm like, I just want to get the update out. There we go. So that should be everything. We're gonna save that, and I'm gonna just go through. So Rust Orb has already been fixed. Yep. So that's been fixed. What about Summon Lightning? So this is gonna be a similar thing. You know what I think I did? I think I just did a copy paste on all this stuff before. I could probably just do the same thing. I know I just complained about what I did in the past, and I already made a bad choice. I'm just gonna stick with it. There we go. Hope everyone's having a good day today. It's raining here. I was hoping to go out and get a run done. My shoes, because I've been running in like I beat up my shoes way too much. They're like the whole bottom soles are like out like halfway down. So if I go out and run, my feet will get instantly wet. I just can't do that. And the sad part is I have a new pair of shoes. They're actually like identical, but they're not broken in, and I don't want to run in them. It's tough. First world problems, I guess. It's tough. I got a new pair of shoes, but I don't want to put them on because they're going to hurt my feet. Alright, so we got that. So, spell transmutation. Yeah, this is going to have the same kind of stuff. A lot of these things I'm not using. Oh, you know what? I think only the spike and spike electric I'm not using. I remember I normalized all this stuff before. Because it used to be specific shaders for, like, specific things. And then I got smart and made generic shaders that I just kind of stack on each other to get different effects. Alright, so that was Rust Orb, Rust Nova. Regeneration, that's going to be another spell. I think it's only going to be... Oh, this is spell specific. Nice. I think the mana regen is also, yep, that is a specific. Flash heal may not be. Yeah, flash heal is not. Boop, boop, boop. Kind of afraid to even look at my other mods. I don't think they're gonna be as bad. I really started with the big one. Alright, so visual, that's right. Corpse explosion. Yeah, corpse explosion's gonna be the same thing. Paste, or minimize all these. Bam. Cleansing light, I think it's the same. Maybe not, maybe not. Nope, just this. Oh, but it's spell specific, awesome. And finally... that's spell specific too. Let's just take a look at these summoned items as well. Yep, that is specific. Summon weapon. That's specific as well. Debug. Let's take a look at debug. Yep, that's my test spiral around the admin block. Yeah, this isn't even this doesn't even have any kind of renderer on it. This is just the shape renderer for the invisible entity. When you do the animate object spell. So that should fix all of the spells. Now I should probably... Let's take a look at everything, just to make sure. So that's the rust sickness. That is the blind, so that overlay is fine. Let's look at entities, creatures, elemental. Oh, that's right. I was gonna give my elementals a render kind of effect. Oh, past Vice, you were so ambitious. Oh, look at that. Great. So this Q task action's obsolete. Probably 1.23. This is gonna blow up in my face. Nice. Love it. Worst part is it's like walking down the road and seeing a big pile of crap, and and the sad part is I can't stop walking. It's coming. There's nothing I can do about it. Just embrace it. Let's see. Yep, those are specific. Summon light. Yep, that's specific as well. What about the Thaumic Foundry? This would be the portal on top. And those are specific as well. Same thing here. Yep, all of those are good. I think this is the last thing. Maybe we'll spot check some of the spells. I'm not going to go through every single one of my spells, though. I kind of want to play a game. I haven't really got to play much of anything this week. Alright, so that should be everything. Oh, look at that. I was doing a work in progress shader. Oh, that's cute. Denied. There we go. Alright, so let's save this. Let's fire up the game. Make sure the AoE spells work. And I'll make sure, like, the growth spell works. I'll try, I guess I'll look through the spells and just think, like, did logic change anything? Like Reap. We need to check the Reap spell. There's a very strong chance that Reap doesn't work fully anymore. Kinda hungry. What is this? Bull crap. 1.22.2. Alright, just confirm. Download it. I just thought it crashed for a moment. I was gonna say, uh-oh. It's taking so long. Let me in. Friend sent me a game to look at. I think it's called Farver? Should probably take a look at that. Okay, so I need to close that out. We need to... I'm just gonna rebuild everything. Watch, we're gonna have an error. Nope, successful. Okay. I have no trust anymore. Trust issues. Alright. Let's hop into this new world, a 1.22 world. God, I forgot how long this game takes to load. What was all of that? Crafting recipe, item, Rustbound Magic. So looks like that's the bracelet, body, head, legs, neck, waist. So that's basically all of my armor. Does not resolve any collectible. Grid recipe, magic bracelet repair will never match. So does that mean my repair recipes are broken? Like what? This isn't all right. We'll take a look at that. The game is still loading. Come on, Grandpa. I know you're over 10 years old. Chop chop. Come on, Gramps. There we go. There we go. My poor computer. Like my fans kicked on there. It's like chill out. It's just Vintage Story. All right, so that looks all right. All right, that looks all right. Let's make sure. Let's get a couple things here. Summon. Here, we'll summon the Hellfire. Let me make sure summon spell works. If one works, they'll all work. Looks like the particles are working. I'm not getting any crash. Man, you know what? I should make an admin item that I can put on. Maybe I can modify the Codex of Destruction to make spell scroll cast times instant cast. So it looks like the animation worked, the particles worked. I'm not seeing anything weird. I could pick it up. Yep, looks good. The animation's kind of weird because you can... Okay, no, never mind. I guess it's okay. So if I throw this out, do animate object. Oh my god, 38 seconds? Oh. Ugh. I'm making that freaking admin tool after this. I can't. I am above waiting for a cast time. These admin tools are gonna be so good. People are gonna want them. They're gonna feel cheated when they go into creative and see them. Holy crap. Oh. Takes forever. There we go. All right. Oh, look at him go. What are you gonna attack? I could do more. Maybe we should look at the AI for that. Because I don't want them to just like indiscriminately attack whatever's nearby. I kind of envision, I guess I would need to create a new system for these where maybe you could set them to be, you know, like offensive, defensive, or passive, right? Like the trinity you normally see, right? Follow, wait. I guess I don't have to put follow and wait in there because you could just right click to get that done. Or I could still do that and then just cut off the logic with the on interact and then have it to where when you press that, you know, whatever the button is, right, to toggle things, it would then write the same information, right, like the same watched attribute data to the entity. Maybe. Or what would it be? Aggressive, defensive, passive, follow. Probably should do that if I'm going to be creating more summonable creatures, which I want to. I would like for you to like build your own golems. That was in the plans too. Maybe I should do that. But first things first. Let's get this update out. So that works, that works, that works. Let's get the Codex of Destruction. Alright, put this on. Grants passive clairvoyance. Maybe I should put the immunity to rust sickness on the Codex of Destruction too. I don't know. Alright, either way, let's make the Codex of Destruction, make the instant cast apply to spell scrolls. Let's close all tabs. And we are going to have to look at tools. I need spell casting and spell scroll. And I believe it's in here. Not this specifically, on step. So if you're silenced or you have a global cooldown, that's right, I never fully implemented the idea of a global cooldown either. I started to lay the foundation for it, but I didn't know if it felt right. I think it was more like, the problem is, I think of a lot of these systems in the form of like an MMO, where it would make sense, not necessarily a Minecraft, you know, vintage story world building, you know, where standing still is a huge detriment. Okay. Let's look at these side by side. That's what I should be doing. And let's scroll back up. Here we go. So let's minimize that. Corker Trotter, hey, yo, Rustbound Magic again. What I'm working on right now, I'm currently enhancing the Codex of Destruction to make it to where it's, right now, if you cast a spell on like a staff or something, like a real spell, it makes it instant cast, putting that admin tool on. I want to make it to where it's instant cast for spell scrolls as well, so that's what we're doing. This has been a long time coming. I'm getting tired of like testing and being like, oh, 38 seconds. You know what I really should do? I should make a whole new admin tool, and it would be like the ultimate like equipable. Makes you immune to everything, gives you mana regen, like just loads you up. Like no rust sickness, instant cast spells, infinite mana, infinite health. That's probably what I should do. Maybe I can make it look like the Lord of the Rings, like the One Ring. Put a little thing on there where you feel like your life is stretched thin. So that's a lot of spell interruption stuff here. Checking available mana. We don't really have that part. Try and trigger buff recoil. We don't need that. It's all the duplication stuff. How you doing? Hope you're doing well. It's a good day. Well, it's a rainy day here. Still a good day. I like the rain. So, client side, server side. So that's right there. I guess we can get rid of all of this, because this is just if you're standing on... That's right, I had different prisms too. I had the emanation, magnification, and duplication prisms. So I had an idea where you could put down different runes, and if you stood on them while casting a spell, it would do different things. Like emanation would be like a damage magnifier. Or no, magnification would do that. Emanation, I think, made it to where buffs would, like the buff timers would last longer. And then duplication, I think that was more combat-related stuff, where instead of shooting one projectile, it would shoot like 2 or 3 at the same time. This is for combat overhaul. Oh, I can feel the pain. I can feel it. Oh man. Where did I put this logic? Because this is what I need. So let's minimize this. Right, I can get rid of all that. Eventide. It's a rainy day here too. Can't wait for the mod update. Yeah, we're just about, it's just about ready. There was one minor thing that I had to fix for shaders, and we're just kind of spot checking spells right now. So expect maybe within the hour here, Rustbound Magic will have an update on the mod database site. Open the floodgates. Man, I'm really trying to remember where I did this. I remember doing something fancy, something clever. That's how it always is, right? Something clever. And it has to be in here, not necessarily on stop. You know what? It would have to be on stop. I thought it would be like right in here. Interesting. Oh, I'm remembering what I did. I don't think it has anything to do with this cast time. It's a direct modifier to the float number that you use to cast spells. Ooh, crap. This is going to be a little more difficult. Oh, Vice, you lazy bastard. You couldn't do this another way before. I gotta clean up your mess again. Oh, I disappoint myself. Okay, if it... Let me think here. It should be maybe somewhere in Magic Wearable. There's probably something in here that has to do with spell casting, right? Let me make sure it's... Get the actual item. So, item tool. Damn it! You know what? We're gonna globally search, right? Item tool. Spell casting RM. Yes. So that's the GUI, the HUD interface. It's not going to be in there. That's a ritual sigil. Miss being the town mage and everyone else wondering how I have the patience for this mod. Hey, you know what? Since you've played it, feedback. What do you feel was slow? What do you think the bottlenecks were? Because I get that a lot with like the mod being slow and everything, but most people that I've talked to didn't even bother going through the configs to make things faster. They just kind of did it out of the box, and out of the box I did want it to last longer. But the configs, like I have the biggest configs from any mod in this community. Like last I checked, right? So right before 1.22. You know, so what are the pain points? Because what I can do is look through the configs and maybe change some of the baseline, like the defaults. That way, the initial experience for people that don't go through all the configs is a faster paced one. You know what I mean? Like, now's the time to do it because most people are starting new worlds anyways. So they're going to have to generate a new config, right? Might as well curve the bell a little bit. Summon Light, Summon Portal, Summon Void Vault. It's going to be none of those. It's not going to be anything in stations. Damn, look at all this stuff in stations. It's going to be nothing in utility blocks either. Block station, items. So it's going to be somewhere in here. So we have the basic tool wand. I don't really care about that. So we have spell casting. Oh, wait a minute. No, it wouldn't be. It wouldn't be anything there. Transmog Stone. Those are specific spells. I don't really care about the spells. Wow, how did I do this? I vaguely remember... Okay, wait a minute. I am remembering something. I think it has to do with... the damage modifiers, maybe. Maybe. Honestly, probably my favorite Magic system. Love that you got the feeling of really learning Magic and taking the time to do it. I think the only thing that bothers me really was the initial setup. Cost seems a bit high at the start, especially with making rustic compounds and Arcanus early on. I did make some, so this is the hard part of this whole thing, right? Because I did change default configs to make the initial start a little better. For instance, the Ritual of Decay, you get a lot more rot from it. I also changed the amount of rustic compound you get as well. And some people don't know that you can just hold Q to like mass throw a stack of things out into your Thaumic Foundry. And then you just basically throw the 2-3 items that you need and just, individual stacks, right? Hold Q. And then it will create items as fast as you can fill with transmutation, right? Fill your Atomic Foundry. So you could just mass spam it and create a bunch of rustic compound that way. I think I upped the kickbacks you get from the Arclight Furnace, because I think, no, those are for primordial fragments, but I did up the kickback there. Yeah, because rot was the big thing, and I changed the recipe as well. I changed the recipe so there was less rot needed. I also upped the rates of harvesting rusty dust as well. So depending on your wand, right? So in the beginning, it doesn't really help you too much, right? But I did put a modifier on for creating things using the anchors. Like, people should not be using the flowers at all. Like, once you can make the rift anchors, you should be using that, because it gives you like a huge bonus, and you get the anchors back now. It used to, even if you failed, it used to eat your anchors. It doesn't do that anymore. So you can keep putting the anchors down to guarantee, you know, and then harvest with transmutation to up your chances further. I made it to where, like, it's easier in the beginning. Posted a comment back in the mod page about it in January. You know, it may have been your comment that made me change a lot of that stuff, because I do read those comments. but I made a lot of changes to make the beginning easier, like, to get into. And I think the biggest complaint I've had since I've made those changes, right, in general, is the fact that people think the reagent cost is too high for the Devouring Void and the Celestial Prism, because they, like, unlock magic and they haven't even used their obelisk or anything, and they're like, I'm gonna transform it directly into, you know, one of the other two, not realizing the high cost is because technically I want you to get these at tier 2 magic, not tier 1. But it's one of those things where, because I removed a lot of the restrictions for the mod and removed the restrictions like locking you in, like if you're a tier 1 mage you can only do X, people are mistaking the ability, like, just because you can, and if you have the ingredients and stuff, you can get to it a lot faster. Man, it sucks getting rust sickness here. Hold on, let me put on the other thing. So, like, that's the only feedback that I come back with, and I'm like, well, I'm not gonna cheapen that. Like, those are really good, and you use those, like, those essence types, they are important for tier 2 magic. You know, that's when you really want to start to look at them. I did make some stuff for the people who end up making them in tier 1. I did put some recipes, like some weaker spells in there, but normally, you know, if you're doing like a solo playthrough or something and you don't feel like grinding out Arcanus, then it's best to just wait, you know, for those. But I mean, based on all the changes I made, I think you're gonna have a much pleasant time starting off Magic. I that's my hope. That's my hope. Man, I'm trying. Okay, damage modifiers. I don't think it's in here either, because this is just like Spike Shield and like the weakness system, right? Like the elemental weaknesses, resistances. I really thought it would have been in here. You know what I could do? Alright, so those are attunement cores. Oh yeah, and people wanted to get like an attunement core that makes you able to cast all magic spells. I don't know how I feel about that. Because the whole point of having the 4 spell schools is choice. Because each spell school has like a couple spells that are broken. Right? And the ability for you to dabble in everything at once makes it to where like you're just gonna be like a super mage, right? You're a one-man army. You'll be able to give yourself near infinite mana, right? You'll be able to use all the biggest attack spells while having all the best, like, you know, summon stuff and buffs, you know, with the top of the line healing and, you know, like the regens and everything. It's, you know, basically turn yourself into a god. Because I upped all the spell effects too, like everything's more powerful. Husky, I'm so eager for the update. We got our 1.22 world going and I'm missing my mana bar and everything else constantly. So ready to start massive Rift Bloom farming. Yeah, it'll be out today. It'll be out in the stream. Okay, these are the modifiers I was looking at. Cast time. So generic cast time modifier. This is what I want. We're gonna search by that. And I need the link. So that's registering the stat. That's the collectible behavior. Magic stat modifier, that's the initial variable. Wearable magic stats. Let's double check. Yeah, so that's just when you put it on. Ah, the spellcasting modifier system. Damn it, I feel like I'm so close. Come on, think. I threw this system together. I don't know, guys. I don't know. I think this is going to take a little more effort than I want to put in. I could have been through like most of the spells by now. could have been through like most of them. Oh, you know what? It could be in here. It could be a little further down. Right, check available mana pool. Get selected spell for casting. There's something in here. So that's grimoire damage. Those are all the messages. That's creating. See, the spell scrolls, they used to be called lacrimas, and I ended up changing the name, but I never changed some of the methods. I probably should. That should be part of my cleanup. So let's minimize that. Get selected spell, we don't need that. Mana, check available mana, don't need that either. These are all the tooltips. Alright, currently selected spell. Damn, I really thought it was, I thought it was in this part. I'll look one more time. If I don't see it, we'll just continue testing spells. And we have to test repairs. We got to make sure that you can repair armor and tools. Alright, so that's cast time reset. This cast time, whoa, that's probably what it is. The adjusted seconds. Adjusted seconds is seconds used, right? This cast time and base cast time. So let's look at base cast time. I think that's what I'm modifying here, but this is just cast time. Aha! So the base cast time, so I'm using the spellcasting modifier logic to get the new cast time based on the modifiers. That's right. That is right. Okay. You know what? I had asked people on a previous stream, I'm like, hey guys, this is what I want to do. I'm pretty sure I said it a couple times, like, should the cast time, you know, the modifiers also affect the spell scrolls? And it was like, no, no, no. And here I am. Here I am again. Because in here now... I would have to... Because it's not really a seconds used kind of thing. I think it's right here. I should put this in. Let's say this cast time equals... Let me scroll up just to make sure. I would need this variable right here. I think that is going to do it. Oh, it's got to be a string. Oh, that's right. You know what? I'm not gonna do this. I'm gonna undo everything. I'll come back to it. I know it needs to be done now. See, the problem is I'm getting the cast times based on the spell dictionary, which is why it works for the spellcasting tool, but I gave people the ability to... I gave people the ability to change the config here. You know what? If I redo everything, I bring this back, we can go into here. I can create another method. Right? We can copy and paste it in, and then instead of a spell name, I can get the float. And I'll say like cast time. And then I can say, or I'll say cast time in. And then I can set that cast time. And then here, right, contains, so I'm doing a test to see if it contains a key. Really, I could just do that. Get rid of this. And then that's like evocation, alteration. So that would increase... I could get rid of all of that too. Yeah, whatever. I think maybe that would do it for this. And then, yeah, see, now this is going to be fine. It's going to recalculate based on the config. Since the game is running, let's save and quit. Quit. If this didn't do it, I'll leave it as is, and then we'll continue testing spells. I really have to test the Reap spell, AoE spells. I gotta spot check a couple things. And then we can package this up. I can get the changelog is gonna be a little shallow just because I've changed like, God, almost 1,000 things now. Trying to get this 1.22 version up and running. It's killing me. Killing me. My you know, I feel like Vintage Story is starting to harass me like my ex Minecraft. Forge. Let me in. Okay, Codex of Destruction. Let's get a spell scroll. I don't want Healing Surge, like Excavated, right? Hey, it actually did it. So I could just right-click now. You know, we could take this, I could take this a little further. Let's take a look at spells, right? Get rid of the Heart of Harmony, get rid of all that stuff. Right, we'll use, that's a projectile. Befriend animal. You can't cast that on people anymore. I did fix that. Let's make sure fertilize actually works. Hydration, let's make sure that works. Ignite. Reap, definitely. Telekinesis, I think that one works. The temporal touch, we'll try that. And growth. Alright, so let's test all this stuff. Right, so I could just right click. Look at that, awesome. Now to take this a step further, right, it still looks like it's casting, right, with a cast bar. We can change that. Arrow. And I would do that through the cast bar logic. And I would just have to add something in here. What I need to add is... Fixes an issue where non-mages had the cast bar. Okay, so that removes the cast bar. Okay, in here, right? So add stat bar. We're getting there. If this is a wand, if it's not a wand or not a staff or not a scroll. Okay, so I know what that does. Those are the slots to show. That's the wand logic. So if this is a spell scroll, that's the second. Okay, so it would be in here, right? Okay, right here. So that's adding the dynamic text, right? So it's not that part. This would be the spell icon section. Hey, ViesCraft! Hey, resubbing. 19 months. Woo! How you doing? God, it's been a while. Holy moly. Hope you're doing well. You getting back into Vintage Story? Coming back to the dark side? Hope you're doing well. Doing all right? Been busy? Yeah, me too. Me too. I've been taking care of myself. I've been I decided I want a title of an author. So I'm writing a book just because I have been pretty packed with work. Work's been pretty busy. A lot of projects coming up. And it's been nicer out too. So I want to plant like crops and stuff this year. So I have like corn, cucumbers, like a bunch of plants. So I'm gonna be outside in the world a little bit more. I'm gonna have to time it so I don't have to talk with my neighbors. I feel bad saying that, but like back here, there's this like retired couple, and the guy is like religious about like his lawn. Like it's like we're in competition. If I mow, he's out mowing. If he mows, like I go out and mow. Like I'll be driving up. And like we had a storm like a year ago, and it cracked the tree like in half. I don't know what happened to it, but the tree was like snapped. They had this little tree, and they left it snapped for a while until, you know, like one day I'm kind of pulling in, right, getting back from work, and I'm looking, I'm like, motherfuckers have a new tree in their yard. What kind of tree is that? Like, yeah. We both have pools, so I feel like, you know, we're kind of looking at each other like, you know, when are they opening their pool? It's like weird competition. They get flowers, so like I get flowers, or we got new Christmas stuff, now they got new Christmas stuff. I don't even know. But, you know, I just don't want to talk with people. I just want to be able to go out in my yard and check my corn, you know? What kind of book? It's going to be like a thriller horror book. It's going to be It's gonna be someone who is like died and found themselves in the body of a scarecrow. And I'm trying to, you know, I was thinking like Friday the 13th, and you know, like you always see like the slasher kind of stuff through the perspective of the victims, but I'm gonna be talking about the psychology behind it and drafting up a story. I got over 9,000 words in 3 chapters. It's pretty good. I used to do creative writing. It used to be more fantasy based. But I wanted to challenge myself. I wanted to pick up something new. So for now I'm targeting like a novella amount of words, but it'll probably be a novel, and I already have like the outlines and everything done. It's gonna be fun. It's been nice to just like stream of consciousness type, and it's good. It's good. Keeping up with the Joneses, yeah, that's really what it is. And another funny thing, Christmas time, they have like a back porch and like back shed and stuff. Like we're in a cul-de-sac, right? So the only people that will see what they put in their backyard and their windows and stuff is like them and like us, right? Like myself. They put those candles, those like holiday candles, like in the windows pointing at us. And I could just be looking into it. I could just be thinking differently. But because of that, like and it seems like every year, because then we put candles up, and then they have this like little Grinch inflatable they're putting on their back porch, and you know, like they have this like tiny Christmas tree and this old like Santa. They used to have it in the front yard, now it's like in the back, like the plastic like single cast painted, you know, like one of those antique, you know, light up Santa things. So and it's probably all in my head. The people are nice. Like I'll see them when I go out for my walks. Like they go out for walks and they're all smiles and everything. They're a retired couple. They're a cute couple. But you know, it's like I'll hear the mower kick on. I'll start looking like, he got a 0-point turn mower. I want one so bad. And last year he just happened to get one. And the thing is, like, I'm pretty sure I had like a brief conversation about mowers with him. I talked about like, yeah, the 0-point turn ones. Yeah, I'll be getting that eventually. And we were talking about that. And all of a sudden, motherfucker has like a new 0-point turn mower. I have 2 different novels I've been working on for the last 15 years and may never finish. Hey, that's cool. What kind of like, what's the theme? What's the theme? I'm enjoying writing so far. I'm definitely enjoying it. It's nice to just kind of unwind, and I'm more descriptive than I thought. So like in school, I used to like creative writing and everything, right? Like I said, and I had actually finished in, I believe it was 10th grade. I did 10th grade English, 11th grade English, and 12th grade English all at the same time. And then for the sciences, for 11th grade, I did all of the, you know, I did all of my sciences in that grade for 12th grade as well. So basically my 12th grade year, I didn't want to graduate early because I wanted to actually experience like being a senior and the class trip and the prom and everything. So my senior year was basically, there was only one science elective that I could take, and it was physics, and it was something that like 6 people in the whole school ever, like, yeah, you know, like there were like 5 other people in my class, and I had a gym, and I had nothing but study halls. Like that was my senior year. And study hall, we had like the senior lounge. Basically it was like a space where there was like this big tube TV, right? Huge TV. And I since I was in there like pretty much all the time, basically, like I had brought my Super Nintendo in and my PlayStation, hooked it up to the TV, and I would just play video games all day. It was like this old couch in there, and playing like Castlevania Symphony of the Night and like Super Metroid and stuff. It was fun. It was definitely fun. Quixote, hey, how you doing, Quixote? Quixote. What was I doing, guys? What was I doing? Oh, I was fixing the cast bar. That's right. So that's for all the wand stuff. This is the composer. God, do I really care about this? I don't think I care to really fix this. It's an admin tool. We got instant cast abilities here. Befriend animal. I can't really cast anything on myself. Let me just make sure it still works on a creature. There we go. There you go. Boop. Generation, looking good. Yep, and I can get up to there. Fertilize. Let's get farmland. Sure, we'll go with this. Boop. Whoops. Yep. And it looks like I am increasing the nutrient levels. The particles are working, so that spell's working. Hydration. Oops, there we go. That definitely worked. Excellent. No crashes yet. Let me double check. No errors. Excellent. Spend more time working on maps, languages, and histories than actually writing. You're doing the research part. Yeah, that's nice. I just went right in for an outline. I decided to. I've always been kind of good at coming up with like story outlines, and I got quite a few twists already, and I can envision it's awesome. It's awesome. My outline's like solid. Very Tolkien. Oh yeah, Tolkien approach to writing. I got you. I've been pretty descriptive too. Like there's a writing group that's around here. I think when I'm fully done going through my 3 chapters, you know, and it's the first. It's basically laying the foundation, the imagery, you know, and I pull you through the first like climactic kind of scene. And then settling down, like I know what it may be 4 chapters, because I know how I want to wind it down, and I still have a lot to go, and I barely got to the part where like the butchering's gonna start happening. so you know, it's like the story build up and everything, and once that's done, I'm gonna go to the writing group and just kind of pass it around and, you know, read other people's stuff too, and maybe get some ideas. A big thing for me is what I've noticed I'd have to go through again, because like little things, like I guess it'd be like continuity, right? It's like I mentioned, you know, like wind dying out here, and then all of a sudden like the wind's back, right? Or I forgot like something descriptive about like a specific crooked tree, or, you know, like the state of like, you know, a fence in a yard, and then it's different. You know what I mean? Like it's not consistent. And also, you know, maybe over describing, because when you stream of consciousness right, you know, in the beginning you gotta, you know, it's like you like I may describe something, and then a couple lines down I kind of describe the same thing but in different words, but I've already conveyed, you know, the point above. I just need to prune that out. So that's really what I've been doing. Back to VS, now Hightail. Oh, I'll be going back to Hightail. I'm doing VS right now because of the 1.22 update. I'm getting my mods up to date and getting them out. And then I will be probably doing some Hightail stuff. I'm eager to see how Hightail's been progressing. And also, I'm gonna play more games as well. I guess I gotta try out this Forever game. Or at least take a look at it. Someone sent it to me, be like, hey, you know, this looks like it could be fun if they actually do what they say. Right? Story of our lives. Boop, boop. You been doing Minecraft and RimWorld and stuff, Quixote? Need X skills and a few other mods to friggin' update so I can restart my server. And this one, of course, is a staple. Can't live without magic. Can't outline to save my life. I'll be lurking, but gotta get some stuff done. Yeah, sounds good. Thanks for stopping by. You could still listen to this voice. Okay, so that did work. It's just I have no fuel in there. Let's put some fuel. Oh, see, the temperature did work. All right. So that works. Reap. See, it did not break. Okay, so maybe I had it to where it doesn't break flowers. But I did get seeds, so it is dropping the seeds. Oh, thank God. Thank God that worked. Because they changed the block entities and, like, what grass is. Doesn't inherit from the same stuff. Oh, thank God. Alright, telekinesis. That worked very well. Let's make sure, though. Let's throw things from a different angle. Yep. Telekinesis worked. Remember, it used to, like, throw itself. I think I found a way to get rid of the wind drag. I just never pushed that update out. I put a lot of effort into this mod. Yeah, perfect. Temporal touch. Good enough. It's not crashing. Growth. Growth. Let's get a crop. Let's get some seeds. Boop. All right. Growth. Oh, that was telekinesis. Hold on. There we go. Yep. And they're fully grown. With no errors. Yeah. Oh, Project Zomboid. That's the game. I was thinking RimWorld, because I think you did RimWorld for a while. But yeah, Project Zomboid was the game. Because I haven't really played RimWorld either. So in my mind, I was thinking like, yeah, it's the game that I didn't play. You liking it? You enjoying it? I think Oates, I think it's Captain Oates who wanted to make mods for RimWorld. I think that's what where my confusion came in. All right, let's see here. Mend object, let's test that out. Dig, let's test that out. I made improvements to dig, so it actually digs out a lot more things. Bind affinity, that's going to be an important one. Blink, hell yeah. Fertilize growth, ignite, preservation. I think I fixed preservation. It doesn't work on other people's containers because, it's other people's logic. I think the one of the storage mods, there was a problem because it just stores things differently. Yep, let's do corpse explosion. Daze and fear, those are going to be important. Also root and Rust Nova. All right, let's try out Rust Nova. Yay, the shaders work. Excellent. Done. Fear. The effort you're putting in definitely shows. The ideas are great. Yay! Thanks. I do appreciate. I appreciate hearing that. Project Zomboid. Yeah, it's a survivor game whore. Oh, you're a survivor game whore. Project Zomboid is another game I've been waiting for the big update to drop. Wasn't there a big update for Enshrouded? Enshrouded's one of those games where I really want to play and get into. I don't think I could do it alone though. I know it's not going to hit the same. Where are all the animals? I need to cast. Here we go. Fear. It has nowhere to go. So if I go over here, it should try to. Here, well, I'm gonna have to cast fear on it again. Here, I'll cast fear on you. So if I go this way, okay, so it's actively running away from me. Excellent. Daze. It's making it just go randomly, and of course, root. If I could target it. Oh wait, that's bind affinity. Oh, I was binding my soul point. Where is it? Blink, preservation corpse. Okay, root. Here we go. Where do those animals go? Is that one? Okay, root works. Let me just make sure, because I had to change the AI tasks for all those. I had to redo how those spells even work. It's killing me. Days. I need something broken. Clutter, right? Maybe something like this. Okay, 0, so it's not repaired. And now it is. Excellent. Look at that. Look at the texture on that. They forgot the top. Just the tip. So mend object works. Dig. Boom. There we go. It actually does like a whole bunch of stone. It does the soil tops now of all kinds. It does a lot of things. So that works well. Let's break everything. Awesome. Blink. Blink looks like it is working pretty well. I could just spam blink. Love it. Preservation. Okay, corpse explosion. Hey, look at that. Perfect. Yep. Shader worked on that. No errors. I threw together some trait mods for PZ4142 last week. Yes, Enshrouded had a big update, but I'm waiting for their next one since they said it'd have a lot for mages. Ooh, that sounds good. Oh, it was also Conan Exiles. They had an update recently too, right? A big update. Still want to wait for an update. I just don't wait for an update for Scrap Mechanic. They keep pushing it out every Christmas for the last 3 Christmases. Oh, yeah. You need a tester device to help automate the testing. Oh, for the mod? I think it's gonna be good. I think we are set. I just need to... A lot of the logic changed, and I wasn't sure if some of the spells that I touched would work anymore. This 1.22, let me tell you, for an update that added, like, absolutely nothing I cared about, it broke so many goddamn things. Like, fucking junk update. Like, that's how I feel about it. Like, ugh. The only thing I was looking forward to was the status effect system. Just because that meant that if they got that working, it means that the client server desynchronization that has plagued my mod here for a while means they fixed it to some degree, right? Or at least made it like better. But that's not the case. That is not the case. All right, so let's make sure agility works. Flash heal, let's make sure that works. Intellect. Make sure judgment works. I think I had to do something specific with that. Regeneration has changed, so we'll check that out. Silent steps. And swiftness. So shockwave first. And this is why I continue to be afraid to update my mods, even though I know people want them. I only have so many spoons. Yeah, that's how I feel too. Like, I like this game. I just wish the updates, I don't know. I remember a time when I would get excited for an update. There were like a bunch of things, like the 1.20 was a good update, right? Bringing in the big boats, a better mounting system. God, I really hope I don't have to rewrite my machine mod a fucking again. I think I'd be retiring it if I have to do a full mod rewrite again, because it would be the 7th or 8th time that I would have to start from scratch, and that's just not fair. Spike shield. Game Mode 1. Game Mode 2. Alright, so you should have taken some damage, and you did. Excellent. So Spike Shield works, and importantly, it worked for magic damage. It didn't do that before. I had to fix that. Cataclysm. Surprise, motherfucker! That worked. Agility. Really? This is for combat over. I fucking hate combat overhaul so much. I've had to bend my soul backwards for that mod. Oh. When's the pool opening? May 21st. Hold on, guys. There we go. Ever since 1.17, feels like modders have to rewrite every couple versions. Yeah, that's how it feels. Or if you're unlucky like me, almost every version. It is what it is, right? And that was the allure, right? That's why I went with vintage story modding instead of Minecraft modding. So what exactly is this not happy with? So I probably should put something in where if this does not equal null and probably something like that. There we go. I may have to do a safety check in the beginning here. It's fucking garbage. Oh, combat overhaul. Combat overhaul is one of those mods I want to like, but can't. It's just a bit too much sometimes. It's just unfair that, like, in order for your mod to, like, work with combat overhaul, because it does such a takeover. Like, I had heard they made changes, but obviously, there's still a huge stark difference. But technically, I do like combat overhaul. I think they did a great job. Like, it's in depth. It's just the execution, right? Like, all of us modders are all renting the same apartment. Combat overhaul comes in and decides to rip out our communal sink and puts in a fucking toilet without telling anyone, right? And now every time we try and use our sink, there's a stinky old toilet there and we have no sink anymore, so we're screwed. Like, that's... Sucks. It's not good. I don't want to talk about combat overhaul. Poopy combat overhaul. I'm so salty. I'm so salty. That mod kills me. Again, I could see the effort. I like the layout, the fact that they decided to explore like a new system, because I remember when Combat Overhaul came out, like, there was a lot of imbalance in combat, in defense. Like, I get it. Honestly, this game would have benefited immensely if they just copied the Minecraft version of, like, armor and everything. It makes sense. It feels impactful. Putting on those leather boots, it's better than nothing, right? Like, gear disappears once it's served its purpose. Like, it felt right. But then again, like, Vintage Story could have just fixed their stuff too, right? They could have... See, that's what it was right there. So what I should probably do is cut this out and put it here before it hits the if statement, because if you have, like, the head part for Combat Overhaul, if it doesn't detect that, it's not going to see anything else. What do I want to listen to? Here we go. Something with a little more. Just a little extra. Data received. Let me in. There we go. There we go. Agility. Let's get plate armor on. Clothing. There we go. And so it looks like agility did not do anything. Oh, look at that. Look at that. So this is also part of the status effect system. There we go, just like that. The game fucking die on me here? It froze. Continue waiting, please and thank you. Just like I won't put a certain aesthetic mod in any of my servers, not because it's not good enough. Their mod was well done. Just had a bad interaction with them around 1.17, 1.18. They introduced a small mod and I updated mine, which literally did the same thing. They got defensive saying their mod did all this extra stuff than mine. Yeah, I hate when that happens. And I checked the repo, it was literally the same thing, other than one line. Yeah, so they did a copy paste. Then tried saying I made mine after theirs, and I tried to say, well, I've been here with this already, was just updating. Yeah, the response was, well, you chose a shitty time to update. Yeah, the toxicity is stupid. It's like that's one of the main reasons why this fucking thing's just gonna close all windows. Just, god damn it. That's one of the main reasons why my repo is not open to the public. You know, just for stuff like that. And I do get messages where people are like, can I copy your mod and just like tweak this one thing and call it my own? You know, like those kind of things. I'm like, no, you can't. Sorry. Can I use your bank card to do my grocery shopping if we're sharing so much? It's like you know, every once in a while, you know, just living in a area with more people, you'll get like the people knocking on your door that's part of like a different power company. And the one guy I remember like knocking on the door, and I already feel like it's an offense to knock on my front door. If it's someone I don't know, it better be a really damn good reason to knock on my door, right? But like the guy's talking about how they're with like, you know, NICEAG and, you know, the local power company, and they just want to take a look at the bill to see if you're getting the discounts, right? Because they're from another company, right? Trying to upcharge you, you know, get power through them. And I said to the guy, I'm like, well, let me go through your wallet. But the guy just like, he was looking at me and he's like, what do you mean? I'm like, well, you're knocking on my door and you're asking me for personal information. You don't need to see my goddamn bill, you know, like, so let me go through your wallet. You know, it's the same thing. Like, if you have nothing else to say, have a good day. Close the door. Spicy Vice. Spicy Vice. It's a good thing I'm testing this stuff. That crash would have come up. All right, let's go back in. So it shouldn't crash anymore, but we're still gonna have this problem. And just to make sure, let me do a search. Yeah, so status effects. Oh. That's right. So I should copy this, paste it in there. And that's for agility 1, right? And agility 2. There we go. Okay. Okay. Let me get that plate armor out again. Plater. There we go. 1, 2, 3. Here we go. Okay. Damn, look at that walk speed reduction. Cast agility on myself. You know what? It actually did work. It did work. And if I remove it, yep, the walk speed went back down. So that is good. Let me remove all of my buffs. Oh, and that's just agility 1. That's why it's not as powerful. Let's put on agility 2. And it successfully did an overwrite. And look at that. So yeah, agility 2 makes it to where like you could run with plate armor perfectly fine. Excellent. So that is... I did Cataclysm, did Spike Shield. Shockwave. Did I do Shockwave? Yeah, I did. That's right. Okay, let's go back through the spells. Endless Breath, Dispel, that's going to be important. Temperance, that's going to be a big one. Regeneration, I never tested that. Silent Steps. Swiftness, that's right, because the game crashed. And Flash Heal, okay. So let's do game mode 1. Here we go. Flash Heal worked, perfect. Game mode 2. Endless Breath. Where's some water I can drown myself in? Here we go. Do 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 do. I don't have a repo. It was literally just content mod to enable grass chiseling before vanilla. Oh, I gotcha. Sent you a DM with context single line. Just don't read it out loud. Well, I won't use his mod stuff, like I said. Makes great mods, just hope his public interactions are better. Yeah, that sucks. Let me take a quick look here. Holy moly! I didn't realize I had so many direct messages. And I have 24. Holy crap! I have 24 messages. Oh, okay, I gotcha. Yeah. That's unfortunate. Alright, so game mode 1. Okay, Endless Breath worked. Oh, what about Tide Runner? That was a new spell. So Endless Breath worked, Tide Runner. Right, so this is my swim speed. And that's my swim speed with Tide Runner. Right, it's basically like sprint for water. All right, so that is good. Dispel. Let me just make sure. So the status effect system didn't change at all. That should be fine. Let's do Temperance. My max HP did increase. And regeneration, let's go up here. Game mode 1. Okay. Yep, and my health is ticking. Three, two, one. Done. Excellent. All right, so far, guys, it's looking good. We found the one issue. Silent steps and swiftness. You know what? Let's cast swiftness 1. Yeah, that's definitely swiftness 1. We'll let these buffs naturally tick down. I'm going to take a screenshot of these attributes here. Move it right there. All right, so my walk speed and everything, like, I should be seeing changes as stuff naturally falls off. Yeah, which you know is a decision. It's not a decision you make lightly. Yeah, and sometimes it's just the principle about, you know, of things. That's like I hate when, you know, like movie stars and stuff like give their political views and stuff, because it's better just not knowing sometimes, right? Like, we should all just be nice and happy and, you know, like, treat each other with respect. And kind of ruins it when there's a great product, but, you know, something rubs you the wrong way. You know, it's like loving Oreos, but the guy that made Oreos came and ran over your dog and punched you in the balls, right? Humiliated you, and now every time, even though Oreos are your favorite, or like Mr. Pepperidge Farm himself, right, came over and bulldozed your house, and now every time you eat goldfish, you're reminded of that time. You are supporting that person. Like, I get it. I get it. Puts a sour taste in your mouth, right? Alright, so silent steps, yeah, I'm not gonna, I know that one's still working. Not gonna bother with that. Oh, here we go. Agility is about to wear off. Agility's about to wear off. Not sure if agility's working. Let's put agility 2 back on. No, it did. It did. What was the old one? 118. Okay, so agility did wear off. Okay. Before and after, that's not bad. Tide Runner, I can just get rid of. Endless Breath. All right, so we got to make sure Temperance does reset your health. We got to make sure Swiftness will drop the run speed buff part. And Silent Steps, we could just remove that one. Right, so walk speed 160. Nice. By the way, if you want, I have TeamSpeak servers set up after yesterday's Discord crash. I didn't even know Discord crashed yesterday. I haven't been on Discord too. Like I like sign in just for like a, you know, maybe a quick update to something, but I've been busy. It's been a good busy. And I got a Switch 2, so I have Rogue Legacy 2 on the Switch 2. I've been enjoying that, just kind of, instead of staying up late on my computer, like I'll shut down the computer and just kind of lay in bed with the Switch 2 and, you know, do a couple runs. Got Dead Cells as well. That one's been pretty fun. Oh, went down hard. Over 70k reports in less than an hour. Dang. Oof. Discord, what are you doing? Embarrassing. Shadow Step, let's test that. Get rid of all that other stuff. Man, TeamSpeak and Ventrilo are two things I just haven't heard in a while. Gift of the Mage, let's make sure that still works. I know all the resist spells still work. Riftwalker, let's make sure that still works. Sacrifice. That one's going to be fine. That one didn't change. Surface Ascent could have changed. So we got Tide Runner, Whispering Void. Let's make sure that still works. Wraith Walk. Let's make sure that one still works. Barrier, Corpse Swap. Let's make sure Corpse Swap still works. They changed like the sided, you know, position and server position. Let's test Rune of Explosion and Summon Light. All right, so Summon Light. Boop. That's right, because it doesn't overwrite grass. So it's got to be an empty space. And I can change the color still. Oh, thank God. Cool. And let me get rid of that. You could break it. Good. Let's do Corpse. Surface Ascent. Whoops. Right, so I'm underground. Yep, perfect. Surface Ascent still worked. Make sure. Yep, no errors so far. Okay, I must away for now. Computer is yelling at me to update. All right, thanks for stopping by, Quixote. Rune of Explosion, game mode 2. Oh shit, it killed it. It like instantly ignited. That's great. Hey, Corpse Swap. Yep, that worked. Excellent. You know what? Let's God, it's so hard to target the rabbit with all that stuff around. The hitbox of this must be lower than the grass hitbox. There we go. So just to make sure this works, we're gonna do it again. Now I'm gonna reload. I should be standing in the same place. If it rubber bands me back, it means client server did not agree. Manaway, hey! How you doing? Oh, man, I gotta stretch. Oh, God. Hey, I'm in the same spot. Shadow Step. Yep, randomly teleports me. Excellent. Game mode 1, right? Fly. That works. I go back on the ground. I can sit. Excellent. It's perfect. Let's get rid of the fly buff. Yep, and it stopped. Excellent. Gift of the Mage. I'm not using any mana. I know this still works. I know it still works. Wraith Walk. So now I should be able to... Yeah, there we go. I can go fly through objects. And it put silence on me. Excellent. So I shouldn't be able to cast any... Yeah, I'm unable to cast spells. Nice. I did a thing today. What was the thing? Was it a good thing or a bad thing? Hopefully it was a good thing. It was probably a good thing. Did you get orange soda? Did you get like some kind of awesome specialty orange soda? Alright, so I should be able to blink through this, and I can. Great. That works. Wraith Walk works. Fly worked. Gift of the Mage worked. Whispering Void. Let's get a wand. Entropy. Oh, that's right. These aren't going to be instant cast either. I'm going to have to make the same change. There we go. Serenity. Serenity is a good one. That should take some mana from me. There we go. It didn't crash, so I could put Whispering Void on. My mana is slowly ticking up. But I am unable to run. Can't sprint. Excellent. Walk 9.8 kilometers, dang. At the pit stop is 6 kilometers where I had a wildflower drop beer, some delish berry sorbet ice cream. Oh, you are living the dream. I think yesterday I went... See, for me it's miles. I went 9.96 miles yesterday. Should probably look up kilometers to miles. I know it's you definitely went further. I had nowhere to go. I was just running around my neighborhood. I got a really good run in. Really wish the US wasn't so stupid. You know, with some of like our we had to do everything different for our measurements, like. Oh, okay. I guess I had it mixed. Hey, so you went quite a few miles. But you know what I got? I had like frozen like Tyson teriyaki chicken. That's what I had waiting for me. There was nothing glamorous about that. I knew what I was doing. It didn't even taste that good. Healing Surge, let's test that. Summon Axe. I already tested summoning the ultimate sword, the ultimate weapon. Summoner Soul, let's make sure that works. Duplicate, I think I fixed Duplicate as well. You used to be able to cast it on people and it would crash. Not anymore. That's Summoner Soul. Okay, Summon Void Vault. Summon Portal. Yeah, I'll summon the Eclipse just because. The better form of animate object. I already tested that. Okay, these are the last stuff. Last stuff. Perfect. Make sure we got no... How many ads am I getting? Did you get any good ads? Was it like a beer ad or you know, some kind of like truck ad? And you're back. Yeah, so yeah, 9.8 kilometers. That's so you the only thing you missed was the fact that I got the distance between kilometers and miles, like, because you know in the US we use miles. Yesterday I went like 9.96 miles. You know, doing my run around the back roads here. It's weird though, because like the people, because I do it so often, like the people who live in the homes I go past, like there are certain homes where like they must have nothing to do and they try to make conversation with you, even though when I'm going through it, like I can't look happy running. Like, you know, like what part of my face, like out of breath, squinting, like, you know, like what part of that means I want to talk about the day? Has been 3 ads every time so far. Did they change something? Was it always 3? One for a video game of Invincible. That was about it. I got you. Yeah, I've been getting like the Allstate ads. Like not even like Taco Bell. It's just been like Allstate. All insurance ads for me? Alright, good. So it's not just me. True test, do you really want to watch this video? Alright, Summoner Soul, that works. I can eat it. Excellent. Duplicate. Boop. But I can't duplicate, and that's already been duplicated. Perfect, that worked. Let me take a look at the output. No errors. Hell yeah. Healing Surge. Ah, that's right. It damages things around you, so it does 15 damage and it heals. That's right. Eclipse. Boop. Looks good. Summon Portal. Oh, that's right, because I did Bind Affinity in the air there. Okay, that's good. And it gives you Teleport Exhaustion. So I put a debuff on specifically for this, just in case you were unfortunate and bound your point in the same point this portal is. It won't infinitely teleport you anymore. It gives you a chance to get out. I love the DBZ instant transmission. Oh, love the sound. Hey, and this still works. Sticks. Boop. And I break it, it goes away. I break this, that goes away. Excellent. Guys, this is looking good. Oh, repairs, right? I need to be able to repair armor. So we'll get this staff. Did I got rid of my old armor. That's okay. So we will grab, I guess this. Doesn't really matter what I grab. That, and we'll grab some pants. 1, 2, 3. Oh, I gotta bind to them. Oh, insufficient mana. Son of a bee, man. Where's my admin tools? Here we go. Increase my max mana. There we go. That should be enough. Oh, wait. I gotta get an admin tool out. We'll just use this. Get all my mana back. There we go. To be absolutely honest, I think add is more deterring than inviting. I agree. You know, it's getting to the point now where, like, you know, I've been watching like YouTube videos, right? And the ads like piss me off because they're just so fake and misleading. And if you have half a brain, you know, like all the stuff they're talking about is bullshit. And it's like insulting, you know, like you think this is really going to work on me and I'm gonna want your fucking weird gum, you know, like, come on, man, like terrible. So let's wear this down a little bit. Okay, good. Let's get the repair kit. Let's grab a bunch of them. Game mode 1. Okay, looks like it worked. Let's make sure it worked. We're gonna reload the world. I think with this, guys, let's package it up. Let's get it out. Spellbook repairs would be a good thing to test if they don't work the same. Yeah, I could test that too. Here, we'll get a... where is... Crap. Where is my sanctum? Oh, maybe over here? Oh, swiftness is about to expire. Temperance is about to expire. Okay, we'll do that first. Oh. Fucking rust sickness. Okay, so I have 160 run speed. So my health did drop back down. Let's wait for swiftness. I want to make sure this naturally falls off. You know what? Actually, let's reload before it expires. Let me make sure my health is still the baseline health. Yeah, they're literally making me not want your shitty product. Yeah, right. Like the stupid fucking gum ad. The one where it's like the weird dude, you know, the overweight, like biker looking guy with like their knives or whatever that looks stupid as hell, you know. This is the real man's butchering knife. I'm like, no. It's not. Looks dumb. Thumb down. Would not buy. Alright. See, that's the desync I'm talking about. My walk speed, like, it already fell off right before. Like, the seconds do not match. There's nothing I can do about it either. Well, there is something I can do about it, but it is going to be so taxing on the clients and the servers. Having to synchronize, like, it's gonna suck. It's gonna suck. There's no good way to do it. Where is my sanctum? I gotta find it. Oh my god, where's the Heart of Harmony? There we go. No more rust sickness. Man, where'd I put it? Crap. Where did I put this thing? It's not over there. Oh, think right over there. Yep, here it is. Okay. These are all still at 100%. I love the necromancer stuff. Oh, I don't have the Heart of Harmony on anymore. I gotta actually cast the spells. Oh, that's right. I don't have the durability ticking down each spell. That's right. I need to do /die. Or /death /kill. There we go. Respawn. There we go. So let's pull this out. Boop. Game mode 1. Let's make sure we can repair this. Looks good. Let me reload to make sure client and server both agree it's at 100%. And it's not just the client side telling me I repaired. Bing, bing, bing. They're literally making me not want... Yeah. Also, betting ads should be illegal. Yeah. There should be, like, truth, at least, to the ads. Like, some of the stuff, you listen to it, and it's like, God, like, people fall for this. Like, the education system has failed. It's failed many. Alright, so it looks like it's at 100%. So that works. Yay! Guys, I mean, what more can I check? What more can I check? I think we did it. I think this is it. Sweep through equipment. Magician's Brick isn't going to... They changed the velocity logic. So I'm going to have to fix that. I think all that stuff still works. Summoned items do decay. I had to change that. I tested all the creatures. I already tested pets. Tested numerous things with transmutation. Do I want to remove these? This is for the next system I want to put in, where the idea is you can collect all of your mana into a centralized block, like a pool, a bank, and other mages can donate their mana into the bank as well, and then you can funnel that stored mana back out into mana potions to then consume to get mana back. Like a mana storage, a mana distillery kind of system. Oh, you know what? Let's transmog this. Let's turn this into the Druid Staff. Let's see. There we go. So that indeed still works. Cool. Looking good. I think we're ready. Let's do it. Let's push it out. So let's quit. I need to go down to here. Save. Sounds like an awesome system. Yeah. I will be. I think that's the next thing when I work on this mod again. It's gonna be the next thing I put in. The goal right now is to get the other mods like up to 1.22. I totally did this wrong. There we go. Cake build. Oh, here it is. Build it. Come on, man. There we go. Let's go to releases. There it is. Rustbound Magic. Now what we're gonna do is start Vintage Story. I could close this out. So we'll start the game itself. And we're gonna go to Mod Manager, open folder. Gonna get rid of that. Paste this in, reload. There it is. Hop back into the world, and we're just gonna see if anything is out of place. I would love magic storage so much, especially if that leads to magic powered stations or something eventually. Well, yeah, it could. I like the idea of using essence and or mana. I just have never been told a good conversion rate between the two. You know, one's a little harder to get sometimes. One's gonna be more broken, like if you have X skills, right? And you could basically meditate for free forever, right? Because you maxed out the temporal stability stuff. So far so good. Oh, let me sit down, make sure meditation works. Make sure the particles work. Yep. It's looking good. And it is draining my temporal stability. Those particles look good. Perfect. Excellent. All right, guys. Oh boy, I gotta log back in, huh? Please keep me logged in. Yes. All right, here we go. Add release. Select game version. Here we go. 1.22. Here we go. Where is my folder? There it is. You can close out the game. So I can say like updated mod to VS version 1.22.2. Probably works with all 1.22 previous versions. There we go. Just so people know what the record is here. Let's pull up this. Let's look through my history. Yeah, see, I didn't specify a lot of fixes. I'll just say numerous fixes / adjust or balancing, I'll say. That were undocumented. There we go. And I'll give people a heart. There we go. Take my love. Saving back. There it is, everyone. 1.22.2 Rustbound Magic. Ready to roll. Love it. Now what I need to do is, unfortunately, stuff people put in for the old version, I can't use any of it. So let's... Oh man, I gotta log back into this too. It's been that long. Do 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 do. Okay, now I should be able to go to the tracker. I'll just say like numerous changes happened in the mod for 1.22. This could be fixed. I'll say for the 1.22 release, this could be fixed now. If not, feel free to open another ticket. Thanks. There we go. Close with comment. Let's wipe the slate clean. Yeah, this right here, nothing I can do about this. Client server desynchronization, you know, maybe something changed in 1.22, some undocumented thing that makes things easier, better, more stable. There we go. I'm sure I got the first download. You could have. Perfect. There you guys go. There you go. What time is it? How long have I been streaming? About 2 hours. Why don't we find someone to raid? Let me call it here. Because I think it stopped raining. Yeah, it's cloudy right now. It's not raining. I could go out for my run. Get it done, and then I can come back a little later. Maybe we will actually play a game. What would we play? I think I'd have to look at Steam a little bit. Maybe get Conan Exiles up and running. Like, I don't know. Who am I even following these days? I think what I need to do is go through and like do a pruning on Twitch. Because like I'm following a lot of people that I just don't watch and I don't remember. You know, it's probably because I rated them and then, you know, slapped them a follow and Ninja rolled out. Could be that. Hey, Perk Cuss is actually streaming. I haven't been with Perk Cuss in a little bit. Who's playing Vintage Story? Bearded Squire is painting miniatures. He's pretty dope. Perky's great too. I could throw it to someone new. See, the thing is, if I throw it to someone new who's not playing Vintage Story, then I get to just ninja roll away, right? Like, I feel like with percuss, I have to like, you know, I have to stay for a little bit. You know what I mean? I gotta stay for a little bit. You know what? That's fine. Now, you know, let's do someone new. Let's do someone new. Bearded Squire, I don't know if, you know, if you'll be back in the chat or not. If they're chill, I'm all about, you know, finding someone new. Bearded Squid. Why am I saying Squire? Oh my god, I'm so tired. All right, let's see. What are you doing, sir? Oh, they're offline right now. Wait, is it Squid or Squire? Oh, Squire. I was right. There we go. Okay, Bearded Squire's like, you know, the Bearded Squid, it's because he had a beard. And I'm like, oh yeah, there it is. Look at that beard he has. That is awesome, man. Doing some miniatures? Yeah, let's give him a raid. Bearded Squire / raid Bearded Squire. All right, everyone, thank you so much for watching. It's been a hot minute, but we're back into it. Enjoy the new Rustbound Magic. If you guys run into any problems, I'll try to make a point to like spot check Discord. The best thing to do is just to open up a ticket on the issues tracker that I have. Put in whatever crash reports you guys get. This one's been pretty well tested. I would be surprised if anyone finds something. I would be very surprised. Could happen, but you know, it's life. But I think we did it. I think the next stream, like I said, later today, I'm either going to play a game or we may start on the mana storage system for Rustbound Magic. Getting the core logic done for that. I think it's going to depend on what people want in the beginning of the stream. I'll ask people like, hey, either I could play this or we can do vintage story modding. Which one do you guys want? Right? And I'll let people decide. But thank you. I think your biggest issue, people thinking is straight out of Combat Magic, so meh. Yeah. Yeah, or people testing Combat Magic and not realizing they're on tier 1 spells and it's meant to suck. But combat itself kind of sucks in Vintage Story anyways. Alright guys, thank you so much. Have a great day. I'll talk to y'all later. Bye, adios, see you later. Bye. Bye-bye. Bye.